Hello and welcome to Arcus and Tenebris, episode 3. When we were last here, our group had decided to be a little more proactive with their investigation, and after a lot of traditional traditional investigative work, they found the base of the criminals. Was able to were able to get them going to surveillance, and were in the process of returning back to the sanctum to discuss when to discuss their next move. And here we go. So, what are you guys doing? What's the plan?
Uh, so, so the one idea I had is we know who took it, who's stealing everything. So why
Yeah.
don't we just call the police and just let them handle it? We can watch from the webcam and see what happens. I just don't know. I don't want to. I don't. My main worry is, they're probably armed. And they seem kind of like a desperate lot. But I was thinking, call the police, have them locked up, and maybe that'll take them off the. That'll neutralize them as an issue.
mean, if they will be able to help, they can make holes everywhere. So
Yeah, that's kind of
plus we have this really boss thingy.
that is true too. And then if we call the police, they do learn somebody's on, and they get away, then they could be gone. Like there could be just no way to track them down from that. So that's why I'm kind of iffy about the angle.
Uh, well, there is another option, or one thing to consider. Uh, you guys realize that if you do guys call the cops and they pull off something very clearly supernatural, that might be something that you have to deal with later. You know, from what you guys have experienced, you guys aren't aren't necessarily under the assumption that it's your job to hide the supernatural from the mundanes, but I'd say that it would be pretty obvious that if you involve the police will put two and two together to some degree or another, and you got to figure out if that's something that you want to have happen.
Right. Did Tatiana? Because I remember in the first session when Tatiana was, what was it called, the fairy deal? Did she ever explain to us about the item that
Oh,
she got?
you're talking about her the way she was able to divine all the information.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
I believe she told you guys everything that she experienced during it. At least I don't recall that she said that she held anything back.
oh, okay. So, I know it's kind of late to ask, but when I looked at their patterns, when I was looking at them from the house across, Did I notice like a weird pattern too? Like, did I see that item? Or I don't
Like,
know how you would.
are you asking if the item was buried with him or something?
If like there was another weird.
I think what he's asking is if there was any sign of the artifact anywhere.
Yeah, like when I use Prime, like if a weird pattern showed up.
Oh, you mean when you were trying to see if they were at the hideout?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, in theory, yes, you should be able to see it, but I think I also need to kind of state that there is a certain range that that you can observe Prime within. It's not I shall find the hidden guy in this in this city block, type of thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, there's only so much. Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I think it would be fair to say that you would have seen something. I think it would be fair to say that you saw something that stood out, that was decidedly different from the things surrounding it. So yeah, I think that's definitely possible. So I think it's reasonable to assume that you'd be like, it's on site.
Okay, but so like, because I know it wasn't something I was looking for at the time, but I was kind of figuring it would be on site. So would that be like, would it be better to be done like with an awareness or kind of roll or an
Well,
alert? Oh,
from what I'm envisioning, what this thing is, and how it's laid out, it would have been. Now that you mention it, that you were, I would think that it would have been pretty obvious to see that it was there.
oh, okay.
Because there are certain aspects of its unbroken nature that definitely would be like a big neon sign, and although it is broken or rather damaged, it would still at least have some remnants of that within its pattern.
So yeah, I would let everybody know, hey, that there is like a weird pattern there too. So I do believe that is the item that Tatiana mentioned having witnessed earlier. The warp pod. I'm not sure what we're gonna call it, but I like the name warp pod.
Okay, you guys can call it whatever you like.
Portal gun? Portal talisman?
Portal talisman could work too. It's
Well, it's the way it works is it opens portals. It opens the same way that a portal gun from Portal would work, except the other side of the other side of the hole is immediately on the other side of the barrier. So,
oh, okay. So it's not like it's not so much teleportation as you're ignoring a barrier.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Just as a question, we are pretty sure that these people that have the talisman are just normal humans, right?
No, from the
Well, normal in terms of physical capability and like.
no, from what Tatiana's vision showed is that their boss in uh, 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 in part of her, giving of herself to them, that there is more to them than being normal humans. Uh, they have increased, they have increased strength, and they can do things that are impossible for normal humans. But ultimately, when you don't necessarily know much more than that. You're like, they are like human plus.
We're also aware that one of them has lived for a pretty long time without aging,
Yes.
but they can be killed by bullets too. We've covered that as well.
Yeah. Shift over. Go ahead.
What was the? I mean, because I'm assuming I don't know how good webcams are, but I'm assuming I could look in and patch in and watch them through the phone. What are they doing now, or have I noticed them doing anything different?
I'd say that it was. I believe I said it was, late into the afternoon, early evening. And I'd say that at this time of the day, they are, kind of hanging out, doing, illicit substances and stuff like that. This is off hours for them at the moment.
What time is it in the?
I'd say it's about 5 o'clock. So, you guys you know where they are. You have them under surveillance. You know that in 3 days, well, 3.5 days, they're going to do another robbery. And so I guess what I'm saying is, what are you guys planning on doing?
We don't have any idea of what they're going to hit next, correct?
No, you absolutely do. You know where and when they're going to hit. Thanks to Klaus's observance of fate, you know exactly where they are going to strike and when. It's going to be it's going to be in 2.5 days at like about, I'm going to say a little sometime after midnight in the upper middle class residential section in the higher end of town. Pretty much where Russ is.
I guess the question we're having is, do we know like where, or just have a general idea?
No, you know specifically where it's going to be. I could come up with an address, right now if you need.
Well, have we checked out the place of what they're looking for? Because maybe we
Uh,
We could try that.
I, you can, but then you kind of have to answer the question of how do you know this? Uh, why aren't you involving the police? And all sorts of questions that can lead to uncomfortable situations. I mean, you could do it, but
I mean, we could all if like we can always just maybe when it gets dark, somebody could just drive by and leave like a piece of mail in the letterbox, like, hey, just so you know, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I think that you're next in the
Believable.
generally speaking, when someone tells you they're not a conspiracy theorist, but it doesn't leave a good impression.
I am not saying, but
Hey, no, you can do it. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just,
yeah, that was my response in character. I mean, I think we need to let's circle back to the beginning again. What do we want to do exactly? What is our end game? What is our goal?
That's a good question because so we are here because
no, no.
No.
You guys are there because this case came along Klaus's desk, and it was obvious that this was not a mundane case, and as such, you guys felt it was within your purview to intervene.
and do what?
Uh,
The best question.
that's what I'm asking you guys, because it seems like you guys wanted to step in and take this object away from them, at the very least.
That is what I want to do. I want to steal the artifact. I don't
And,
know what the others think.
If for no other reason than to have it in hands that won't be doing nefarious things. At least that's what it seemed like you guys were doing to me.
So should we then? All right. So if, because I'm just a busy waitress girl. I don't know nothing. Not for my good. So why not? If we're trying to get at the artifact, then if we're trying to technically get a statement, we can see about either if we can see if one of them leaves or if one of them, or what what their patterns are, so maybe we can kind of speak over whether or not they can.
Well, another thing to keep in mind is you guys are mages. You have options that normal people don't. Like for example, you don't necessarily have to sneak around the building to pick the lock. In theory, you could have you can have your mage open a little keyhole portal and then unlock the door on the other side, or you could
Transform a piece of window to sand.
or you could implant a suggestion that they all are really in the mood for pizza right now, and they should go down and go get some. Or you guys have various options. It's only a matter of how you want to approach it.
Question. You said that when I asked what they were doing, you said that they were getting substance abuse.
Yeah. And
So
yeah.
they're out of it right now. So
well,
I mean,
I,
so
I-
like a
There's a
small
different between high and completely worthless.
Yeah, I'd say if they were doing the drugs right there, that they are in the middle of enjoying the high at the moment. So, I guess what I'm saying is, they may or may not be out of it, I guess, but at the moment they're not going to really care.
Oh, I mean, there's there's that option.
Also, I'd like to point out to you guys, just if the next thing is going to occur in a couple of days, which means you have time and you shouldn't feel obligated to act right now necessarily. I'm just saying, you've got time to formulate a plan. You don't have to like rush in right now or anything like that.
Oh no, that's
I
true.
think. Sorry, continue.
Oh no, I was just agreeing. Like, oh yeah, we. It did feel like we were trying to think of something to do right now instead of like setting up steps. So I'm like, yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting that part.
Well, I think the most important thing that we determine now is that we want to get our hands on the artifact,
Dead.
on the thingy magic, the doohickey.
Yeah.
And now my next question would be, do we want to do it violently, just go in, leave it, get back out, or do we want to approach it more sneakily?
1 second, I gotta finish typing.
Oh, I don't want to face them off directly.
Alright, I guess we'll go for a sneak then.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Would we know if they are susceptible to sleeping gas?
It would hurt to try.
I mean,
You're already high.
I mean, there is nothing that you have come across about them that would suggest that they're not.
Just balls to the walls question. Can I transform the gas in a room with my matter? And lock it in with forces?
Let me think about that for a moment.
If you need some help visually, think of it as with forces I try to fix the air in place, and then when matter transform the air to sleeping gas. That's basically what I'm trying to go at.
Well, here's the thing that I'm thinking about is sleeping gas isn't just an element. It's not just one element.
I mean, if you transform all the atoms in the air to nitrogen.
Yeah, I'm saying there are ways that you can do it, but like sleeping gas is a drug, which has a whole bunch of different components in it. So I'm not sure that like that would necessarily happen. However, there are plenty of scentless gases that you could turn the air into. Hell, if you really wanted, you could in theory you could turn it into you could turn the oxygen. You can just like reduce the oxygen to such a low level, at a slow rate that they, go unconscious through, lack of oxygen.
What about like carbon dioxide? Just kind
That
of like
too.
have it like
Carbon dioxide they would detect.
Well, you're assuming that the building that they're in has the alarms for that. It's pretty run down.
No, I meant as in a body.
oh, the
Your
police will
body
find the
notice-
body.
Your body, the human body, notices carbon dioxide buildup.
Well,
I
why
mean they're high
carbon-
Well, it's
too,
one of
so
these,
like
well, it's also one of these. That's a problem to solve afterward. I mean, and it's one of these. If you're talking about like the coroner finding their bodies and going like, they've got a buildup of CO2 gases in their blood. Let's put it this way: if their bodies are in the same condition as the other guy, that's going to be like the lowest thing
normal.
on the weirdness scale.
If they would even be able to detect, have any blood left to do,
Yeah.
if it wouldn't just be all pus from the necrosis.
Yeah.
I guess we could try the gas chamber. That sounded wrong the moment I said it.
Okay.
Hey, let's call it a hot box. That's
Yeah, hot box of carbon. I would, given your arete and all that, and what you're trying to accomplish, I think you could definitely, instead of just like instantly turning all the air into CO2, you could end up using you would end up be doing it slowly and it would build up. And since they're already, high off their ass, it isn't like they're going to notice anything.
Does the party agree with the plan to help them sleep?
I mean, we can do that.
I am open to alternatives.
Yeah, Arthur's kind of like, well, I do want to get the thing out of them, so this way, like, especially so they don't get themselves killed and they stop robbing people. But at the same time, even though he saw how messed up their pattern was, he's still kind of like, maybe I can just. His thinking is, once they do that, he's probably just gonna use forces to try and just get as much of the air out, and or he might have to try and like go drag them in with holding his breath. But that's where I am right now. I'm like,
Once they're unconscious, make sure they don't die. Is what?
Yeah, like locking them out is fine, but like. But I mean that's a good plan for right now. I can figure out the exact plan on the way over there, but I think that we have enough info to start moving there.
Another question. I don't know if you noticed where the talisman was kept. Was it kept in the open or was it in a locker or something?
I'd say that it was probably, given how these guys live their life, it's on a table in the back room somewhere.
Yeah.
So in theory, we could just sneak to the back and just pull it out with forces or something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you're in matter, but would it be possible to like magnetize it and pull it out? Because I think matter. No, wait, magnetism is forces. Never mind. I don't know why I was thinking matter.
Well, also, just because you like magnetize it to pull it somewhere doesn't mean that it'll go through the wall unless you make it extremely magnetic.
Well, I think if we needed to make it magnetic enough, that we also need to make an equally strong magnet so it flies to us.
Yeah.
And
But,
I think that would be very noticeable.
Well, it's
Yeah,
also one of these, if you're knocking them out, there's not a whole lot of much of a point.
Yeah. So yeah, that sounds good. I mean, our main goal is to get that thing away from them, the trinket. Dad.
I guess, how quick would I be able to transform doors into stone?
Doors
Or
into stone.
the locks, so that the locks no longer turn, that they're basically locked inside.
Well, that you wouldn't have to do that. You would just have to just lock the basically fuse all the parts together, and that you don't have to like turn it into anything.
Yeah, I meant that thing that you
All right.
just.
It would be that would definitely be within your within your purview. So just give me your arete plus matter to do that. That would is definitely doable. But that being said, you'd have to do that for each door.
Window. Hey, how are the windows? Like, are they like? Oh no. Yeah, right.
I mean, there are a couple of boarded up windows here and there, but otherwise, they are they're perfectly fine. I mean, are you thinking of trying to like make them unbreakable?
I was more thinking of we could sneak inside the back, lock them all inside the, and also, if you already sneaked inside where the talisman is, we already have to deal with them.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it seems like what you guys are trying to do is you're trying to isolate them and knock them out, and then withdraw the object, and then ensure they don't die through carbon monoxide poisoning. Yes?
I mean, one other thing that might be simpler is I could just like knock on the door, and you guys, if anybody is good at stealth, just go around in the back and then try to get the device from the back. I am a detective, so I'm sure I have some photos of like missing persons or missing animals that I could just be like, hey, I there was a witness.
You can do that. I can't necessarily say it'll unfold the way that you want, but you can do that.
I mean, that's a possibility too. It seems a little bit simpler. Like there's less variables that could go wrong. Well, except that we're dealing with like a supernatural entity that we have no knowledge about anything. But
well, okay.
Other than that, our magic won't bite us in the. All right. Oh, that's true. Like yeah. Okay.
So, all right. Let's go for the hotbox then.
Okay.
Unless there's still something someone wants to urgently say for objections.
No.
All right. So you guys make your way down there. I'd say it takes like about 20 minutes to get through, traffic and all that, because you guys have to work your way around. When you get there, they're still doing their thing. So you're on site. Tell me what you want to do.
Yeah, we're gonna like uh
I
probably
would
go.
like to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna just say I think we're gonna probably like we're not gonna go all the way over there. I think we're gonna go back in through the house and kind of like move in through there, or unless you guys want to try to go around the go towards the back. I'm not sure how you guys want to do it, but like if we're just standing by the door.
No, just go ahead. I mean, you're watching. Let's just watch this one.
Right.
All right. Can I take a look for any bystanders?
Sure. How do you want to look for them?
I look around. I look to the left of me. I look to the right of
Okay.
me.
So just with your normal eyes, not
Uh,
any special, prime vision or anything like just. I
My
mean,
character is new to the maze stuff, so I guess he wouldn't think of it. So just
okay.
his normal
Well,
eyes.
it's there's nobody around. It's a rundown area of town anyway, so it's not. It wouldn't be too weird to just not have anyone there, especially at that time of day. I'll be right back. 1 second.
The other thing I'll do when she's not looking, I'll step on the leash so that way she doesn't like bolt without me saying she can do it. Stop moving on.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go. So yeah, you don't see anyone. It just looks to be them in their place.
All right. I guess I will start on transforming the gas.
Okay. So give me a roll of your arete and matter.
I have 2 RT, 2 matter, so I guess 40-10.
Yeah. You succeed, but yeah, you succeed, but that one is pretty scary.
Yeah, I was thinking about that one.
All right, so you succeed, and over the course of like about 20 minutes or so, you slowly build up the CO2 in the air, and does anyone have anything medical wise in their skills?
Oh, let me check. I have 1 dot in medicine.
All
I
right.
have 0 dots in medicine.
All right.
I do have 3 dots in intelligence.
Okay. All right. So oh, well, where's so Arthur, roll me your intelligence, medicine, and let me see what you get. Okay. You notice that it's taken a while. judged by when you'd be like, okay, well, it probably took about this long to reach this level of toxicity, and they've been just hanging around and just doing all that stuff that they're doing for a while. They should be at least getting somewhat tired, but they don't seem to be.
As I'm watching them, do they seem like they notice anything? Like, do they?
You gotta
Okay.
remember. You gotta remember. CO2 is odorless.
No, but like, do they even like look around like, huh, that's weird?
They don't have anything that would indicate. I mean, it's not like they've got open flames that would be acting weird or anything like that.
Okay.
So I wouldn't have noticed it quite yet. So I guess what I'm saying is, you guys want to like wait a little bit more, or do you have another plan? Or because it could just as easily be that they need more time.
I'm happy to give them more time.
I'm more than happy to keep increasing the concentration.
Okay, is that what you guys are doing?
Yeah, sure.
All right. You keep on. It keeps on going on, and it takes like about. I'm gonna say that it takes about like 10 minutes longer than it should have for them to start getting sleepy. However, they do eventually nod off. Excuse me. They do eventually nod off, and you can work your way in. What do you guys do?
Do we question?
Should we divide and conquer?
I would not divide and conquer. Do we have any CCTV inside these
No,
webcams?
but
Okay,
no,
so we
but
don't
I
need
can.
to. So we
I
don't
can
need
look
to.
with correspondence.
Do we know where the talisman was supposed to be?
Oh, I would say that that Arthur, if Arthur would have a good idea where it was, at least where it was when he last saw it. And if not, you could do another prime vision, because it does stick out.
Yeah, I'll do a prime vision just to be safe before I go in there.
All right, so Arete, prime, give me a roll. Okay. It takes you. Okay. I guess what I'm saying is, are you doing this inside the house?
No, I'm looking at through my cell phone with the
Okay.
with the correspondence.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have said that.
So okay. So you're able to find it from the outside. You know exactly where it is, and you can go get it if you like.
Before I go in there, is there any way that I can? I don't know if this would be like how this would work, but where can I use force to keep like the fresh air circled around me, or would it just kind of like be pushed out and the carbon would get in? Like a swirling ball of fresh air around me for a bit. Lightly swirling.
I mean, it's got okay. When it comes to like that, you gotta remember it's gotta be like positive airflow, so it's gotta come in from somewhere and go out somewhere. So I guess what I'm saying is it's possible, but you gotta like think that out. Like if you're gonna leave a door open and like have ostensibly a pipe of decent air around you and shunt it out, that's definitely possible. So you could do that.
Okay. Second question then. How I know where the talisman is. How long would it take me? Would it be? Hold on. Let me see. What's my stamina? I don't know that it would be stamina, but my stamina is 2. So would I be able to hold my breath long enough to just go in there and grab it? Like, how far is it into the house?
Given the size of the building, I'd say that, assuming that there are no complications, or like they wake up or anything like that, you could definitely, since you've relooked and know exactly where it is, you could definitely hold your breath, go in and come out. But by the time that you get out, you'd be like, okay, I do need to breathe. But yeah, it's definitely doable. It's not that big a building.
Can we well, since they're knocked out, can I just go around to see how big it is from the back? Like, yeah, I just want to go and see how it is
How
from
big
the
what
back.
is?
The building that they're in.
I'm gonna say that the interior dimensions, like from like one side of the exterior wall to the other exterior wall on the inside, you're talking about about at max 60 square feet.
Oh, okay.
It's not that big. It's a small hole. I believe I originally described it as it was originally a guest house, so it's pretty small. It's got bedroom, it's got kitchen, it's got a living room, it's got a bathroom. It's bigger than a it's bigger than a small apartment, but it's not. It's not really big. It's
Okay.
yeah. It's definitely one of these. If you really wanted to, you could like hold your breath, walk along the outside wall, and you'd be fine. As a matter of fact, in hindsight, I was being a bit pessimistic by saying that by the time that you were done, you need to take a breath. I mean, it's definitely doable.
Oh, well, no, I wanted to go to the back because I do want to leave the door open and have like a flow of air around me just in case I see anything else of interest. Like, I don't want to just go in there rushing
Oh, you also want to
and
search the place.
yeah, maybe if I can see something
Okay.
that stands. Yeah, so I'll go to the back, and
Um, I would follow him.
okay, cool. Can I do a forces thing for 2 people, or is it like a different?
Oh, you
Or
mean like with your portable air supply thing that you were
yeah,
talking about? Well, I'm going to say if he stayed close to you, you could do that. But if he's going to split off and do search on his own, that might be a little beyond you.
oh, okay. So are you gonna stay with me, or you planning on?
I'll keep watch from the back then.
Okay,
Oh
cool.
well, are you going inside now?
Not any longer after he explained that it would be quite tricky.
Well, no, I'm just saying if you're gonna try and go in, the door's locked. I'm gonna need to you have to tell me how you get in.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, unlock the door. I guess. Would it be the same role, streetwise and intelligent, or
Uh,
because that's what
streetwise,
we used last time?
intelligence or wits, yeah, whichever's higher.
Okay. Let's see. Intelligence and wits are both 4. Street, so 6.
Yeah, you got it. So you open the door. It is not a cleanly. It is not. It's pretty messy around. But yeah. So you also want to do your portable air supply situation?
Yes.
All right. So give me a Forces Arete roll. Okay. With that roll, though, you're only going to be able to do enough to supply yourself. Because you only got one successful die. It'll be tight on you, I guess is what I'm saying.
Oh. So I'm gonna let him know. Like I don't. This doesn't feel like it'd be pretty big enough air for the both of us. I don't know if you're still going to. You still want to come, or you want to?
in theory, you could try and like roll again to get a couple more successes.
I'll let him go to so that we don't waste too much time.
Okay.
We don't know how long they will be asleep after all.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I'll go in then.
Okay. You go in. I assume you do like a beeline straight to the amulet.
Yeah, I'm not rushing, but I am looking around. I
Okay.
am trying to see whatever spot sticks out, if anything of interest.
Well, on the amulet, which is a a brass circle with broken fringes on the bottom, with certain symbols on it that you do not immediately recognize. You find it, and it's sitting on a table with a bunch of junk on the table. But at the foot of that table, there is a duffel bag with that's like half open, and you could see a couple of bundles of cash. You can't you don't know how much at a glance, and a couple of pieces of jewelry. At least that's what you can see without opening the bag.
Okay, and as far as like the well, I mean, I want to grab the object just in case I have to leave real quick. Put it in my pocket. Can I just check on the men inside and see how their pulse is doing before I go anything else? Because if it gets too low, then I'm gonna have to just like open the door and maybe flush it with air.
Okay. Give me a medicine roll.
Medicine roll is 5.
It looks like they are at the moment are stable, which with that roll you're like, huh, that's a little weird because they've reached their toxicity level and are remaining there. It's kind of weird that they're still seem to be doing okay at the moment, at least.
All right. So as I'm sitting there after looking at them, is there anything in this room that I can see that it looks like something that they would always take with them, or like some kind of like item or anything like that, like maybe a wallet or something that would stay on them as a person, or that they would make sure to take with them, that doesn't look like they would just, if they had to bug out, it doesn't look like they would have to leave in a hurry.
Oh, you're looking for the bug out bag.
A bug out bag, or just something that they, like, if they had to leave, they would not leave it behind. Like if they had to come back to the place in an emergency, they would make sure to grab it. Like something that just looks, I don't know if there would be like a prime roll to see if there was anything that has that much of yeah.
I'm gonna say that they if they have their wallets, they are on their person. There is what seems to be a sealed duffel bag by the door, by the front door, and from your streetwise experience, that's mostly what's coming to you. They also have, their stash of drugs and paraphernalia. They've got alcohol. They've got like alcohol bottles, but as of right now, at least what's on site, that seems to be the main. Anything that's of importance is the duffel bag by the door, the amulet, the bag of loot by the amulet, and then unless you're looking for, are you looking for something specific?
Well, my plan is because I want to be able to track them in case they do take off. So I was going to infuse just a little bit of my prime quintessence, because it said you can track that, like where it is, into something that preferably can't be used as a weapon. 'Cause I don't know if that's gonna if that'll add the damage to it, like if they shoot with it and it has. But I want to infuse just a little bit of prime into something that looks like they're gonna keep with them.
I'm gonna say that you
Don't know that makes.
I'm gonna say that you don't see extra shoes, so you could do that to their shoes, in theory.
Okay, so yeah, can I
Irritate, press prime.
Where is the? Oh wait, I'm there. That's why I couldn't find the window, because I am at the window. Oh, I got a failure.
No. You also got a 10. Well, okay, yeah. All right, yeah, because they removed.
Do
Well,
they look like they're gonna pick up so I can try
I'm
again?
going to say that. With that roll, it just fails and doesn't botch. So you don't get. So you don't. You're not dealing with. You're not dealing with paradox. It just doesn't work.
Right.
But as of right now, they don't seem to have stirred. If you want to try it again.
Yes. Would it be like just a single roll for all three of them, or would I need to do separate rolls, or?
I'm gonna have to say it's gonna need to be a separate roll.
Okay. Exact same thing happened.
Okay. So, you could keep on trying to push your luck.
I'll try just one more time. Yeah, I'll just try one more time and then I'll leave because.
No whammies.
Okay. I'd say that you were able to do that to one of their sets of shoes.
Cool. So I'm gonna head out now.
All right. Whew. Okay, yeah. So, you you are able to head out. Do you guys want to leave them there, or do you want to open the front door so that the stuff can get blown out and while you guys leave, or what?
And does the door have a window, or are there windows open? Because I was gonna just set it to push as much fresh air as possible in with forces?
I guess what you're saying, what you could do is you could like open all the windows and just.
Yeah.
How about we have our friend undo some of what he did, so that way they can figure it out on their own.
I mean, you could do. Yeah, you could do that. You know, give me a roll.
I'll reduce it to the point after 20 minutes, and then just let natural air do it.
Okay.
They seem to be a very sturdy bunch.
Yeah. So. Okay. Well, I still need the roll though.
Yes, it's just first thing what I want to do.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're able to do that. Now before we leave, because this is going to be like a important moment to make this decision. You are leaving with the talisman. You are leaving with their bag of loot, and you're leaving with their go bag. Yes.
No, I didn't get their. I didn't. I just got the talisman. I didn't touch the bag of loot or grab their to go bag.
Okay.
I
so
just went.
Just the talisman.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh wait. Sorry. When you said there was a piece of jewelry sticking out too, right?
Yeah.
Of the bag of loot without opening it, like I just saw it.
Yeah,
I did see a. Did it look custom? Like, did it look like something that could be traced?
Give me a streetwise roll, because I don't know if that's something that you would off the cuff naturally know that. So give me a streetwise roll, and then I'll see if you could figure that out by a glance. I'm gonna say that you could see like a couple of necklaces and all that, but you can tell by the position that there's a certain level of gaudy that actual jewelry instead of costume jewelry has. So that you'd be like, well, no, somebody deliberately made that. So yeah, you could tell that at least one of them is custom made. But the question is, do you want to stay there and pick it out, or just take the bag?
Thoughts? Like, I'm really unsure of where to go from here, because it's kind of like a both ways I can see. And I know you guys. I'll text you guys. Like, okay, it looks like this is some custom stuff. We might be able to return it or track it. What do you guys think?
I think back. Either take the bag or leave it be.
I'd take the bag, because, why not? We're just gonna really rattle them more.
You know what? Yeah, I'll take the bag. Maybe it'll be a situation where they panic and they.
All right, you're taking the bag and you're heading out. Give me a. Oh, darn it! Where's the?
Strength and athletics.
I was gonna say, give me a alertness roll.
Okay, alertness. Is it wits or perception?
It's alertness and perception.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Can I also keep an eye on the guys that are knocked out?
Yeah. Yeah, one of them's starting to rouse. You may want to get out of there.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the bag and hurry.
All right. So I'm gonna say that you are able to withdraw yourself pretty easily. And you're
Well,
able to
if
leave.
it's starting to rouse, I will not bother with undoing the.
Oh no, yeah. So you guys back out and leave. I'm let me do a quick roll to. I'm gonna say that they're going to, for the moment anyway, they're going to consider the them getting knocked out part of their high. So at the moment they don't seem like they're suspicious or anything. So you guys back out. I assume you head back to your sanctum. Yes?
I would like to take. I would ask for someone to keep on driving while I'll take a look through the back for any trackers.
Okay.
I don't think they're that smart, but I'm not going to fault any extra caution because I'm not thinking about it.
All right. So someone give me a streetwise roll.
Alright. Streetwise is which?
Streetwise.
Talent. I have one in Streetwise, so this would have been better.
I have 2 in Streetwise and 1 in Drive.
Yeah. Well, you're okay.
I
When it comes to rolling drive, that's more of a tricky situation. So you're trying to see if you could pull it off. But if you're just driving, that's not going to need a roll.
I don't have streetwise. I do have awareness and computer. Also investigation.
So yeah, doesn't matter who's doing the streetwise roll.
What is the attribute?
The what?
What attribute is the is it Dex? Is it Wits?
Yeah, it is. It's the first one in talents, and which you've got 2, and you have 2 in perception. So roll 4.
Okay. Last roll 4d10. Oh,
So yeah, you look through it. You don't see anything that would indicate a tracker. And what's more is, considering all that, you would double down and say, not only did they not leave a tracker in here, but they do not have the level of sophistication that it would be possible to fool you that there's a tracker in there. So you are certain beyond a shadow of a doubt that there is no tracker or anything like that, at least mundanely, that would indicate that there is a way that they could track you from this bag.
could I do a I don't know if it would be a spirit or prime check test. It said spirit. It does like go aura, so I don't know or
So
prime would that be?
what are you trying to do?
Oh, I'm trying to see if there's anything that's like magically based that they have on there, like not mundane, but just like is there any like?
I think that would be a prime roll.
Okay.
Because what you would be looking for is like, oh, this is a pile of bills. I'm looking at ink and cotton. Is there anything that isn't ink and cotton there?
Right. Oh. Okay. So that'd be a prime roll.
Yeah. You can't tell. Yeah, with that roll, I'm going to say you can't tell.
Can I take a look?
Sure. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first roll of paradox.
Shite.
Okay, so I'm going to say that you are sitting in the back. You have the bag in your lap, and you're trying to look at all of the look at the levels of prime and all that, and then what happens is all of a sudden you lose gravity around you. And then comes the scary part. The car gets off the ground. Now it's only a matter of inches. However, you are going at 40 miles per hour without any way to control it outside additional magics. So you might want to do something about that.
Can I try and force the car back down with forces?
You could absolutely do that.
Is there something to assist in magics?
Yeah, you both can do a assisted roll. Yeah, so.
I'm not. Can I? I want to use a quintessence on this, and I'm gonna. Oh no, I don't have time to chug a soda. Yeah, I'm gonna use a point of quintessence on this.
Okay. So yeah, give me your forces in Arete -1. Okay. Yeah. So with that roll, assuming Abrejo doesn't want to add more to that, but that's definitely enough. So you are dealing with this feeling of weightlessness, and then in like a manner of like quick panic, Arthur does some quick movements on his phone, and gravity returns with a vengeance. Not only do you get back on the ground, but you take a lurch, and I'm going to need a drive roll to make sure that you are able to correct the car and like hit the brakes or get more control. So I assume the person with the highest level of drive was driving.
I'm not driving.
I don't. Okay. I have 1 drive. Okay.
I have 0
Oh.
drive, so it's good that you're driving.
Okay. Boy, that was dangerous the time I was looking. The best.
So, did we survive?
Well,
Would it be like strength and drive, dexterity and drive?
I would say that it's dex plus drive.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
You could also use a willpower.
That's 4D10. I don't think I need a willpower for that roll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you get it. You get it back under control, but get back under control. Everything's fine. But that you did not realize that you could create beads of sweat that fast. So I assume that assuming no one else is going to try and check the check for magical trackers while you're moving.
I'm just going to not do that. I'm just not the open end of your life, and that's the last thing in my mind. But
So, question: do I need to put a point of paradox in, or did you?
Yeah, add a point of paradox.
Clover, door. I got her. Close the door. Come on, dog. Close the door.
There we go. Okay. So yeah, I assume you guys either pull over to finish the check, or you just go straight to your sanctum.
I'm going to pull over because like I don't want to lead them to our sanctum.
Fair enough. So, someone go ahead and give me another, prime arete roll. All right, yeah. So from what you can tell, with whatever with your level of magical ability, and your best guess is how things would work, you are pretty certain that there is no metaphysical tracker on this loot. At least not one that you could figure. Not that you. Let me. Not one that you would be able to figure out on your own. Like, if it's using a method that is beyond you, you don't know what that could be, but you are fairly certain that this is not being tracked.
All right, it looks good. It looks normal. As normal as stolen jewelry can look.
Okay, so with that being the case, I'm gonna say that you guys go back to your sanctum, and I think that might be a good place to wrap it up. I mean, unless you guys have something, specific that you want to do for this session.
I mean, I think the next step would be for us to dissect the talisman.
Yeah.
Well, there's that, and well, like I was curious to see if there's any like, I don't know how to phrase it. If there's like if I can use correspondence in Prime to find connections with the jewelry. I'm not sure if I would return it. I'm just trying to see if maybe like
connection in what way?
It's does it? I guess if it's connected to like the owner, it's more of a curiosity, or if it's still connected to the people who stole it, or like if there's multiple connections. I'm just curious what the rule. I want to see what the rules are for that, like how that would work.
I guess what I'm saying is connections to do what? Use it as an object to find who it belonged to? Are you trying to use it as like?
Yeah. Yeah, like who? I guess the owner. Like, who's the owner?
I mean, you could, I guess. But that's that's a little. Forgive me for saying esoteric. But I guess you could do that.
Yeah. Alrighty. Mostly, I'm just confused. I'm curious if like ownership changes with theft as far as primes go. I just want to see, does it point to the people who stole it, or does it point?
Yes, it does change, but it takes time. It takes time. It takes time and use in proximity, because when you when you have an object and you use it and you it becomes a part of your action and your sensibility, then it kind of becomes, it feels like you. But
Right.
that takes time, that takes action, and if it's something like money, which changes hands all the time, that is exponentially more difficult. Jewelry is something that you use for most people. I'm going to say for most people. Jewelry is something that you use on special occasions. But at the same time, it could be something that means something to you, that it could be like a heirloom. So in theory, that is something that you could see if you can find the owner, but given the nature of the object, it would be iffy. So you could give it a shot if you want.
Oh, I already rolled for it. Did you want me to
Oh,
roll
I'm
again?
sorry,
or-
I wasn't looking.
Sorry.
Yeah. So you have like about a couple dozen objects, jewelry, pieces of jewelry. With that roll, I'm saying yes, you can figure out who they belong to. So yeah, that's definitely doable. I guess what I'm saying is what yeah, you know who they belong to. Are you thinking of returning?
All right. I'm thinking about it, but like I said, I just wanted to get the information to see what the connection would be. I'm sorry, Albero, I forgot your character's name.
Fluke.
Fruit?
Fluke.
Fluke.
Fluke? Okay. After that, I'm gonna hand Fluke the talisman because you did say you wanted to look at this, right?
Yes. I want to figure out how this talisman ticks, how we can discharge it, and how we could fix it eventually.
Okay. And you guys are in your sanctum right now, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, I'm gonna say that you are wanting to do a detailed, to look at this thing in detail. That would be, if you're looking at its matter and forces, I'd say I'm gonna want a prime roll to observe. I'm gonna want a matter roll to observe, and basically I'm gonna want one roll from each of your spheres, so that I can tell you what your sphere tells you about it.
Each time with Arate?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right.
Once.
So,
I also have correspondence.
okay.
Oof.
Okay. Well, that's not a botch. That's that's just you don't get a success from that. I mean, you could try it again if you want.
I'll look first for what I'm learning with my rolls as it.
Okay. So with Prime, you can see the object. You can see what tried to stretch into the rest of it. You can, from what you can tell with Prime, is it is a in order to function, it needs energy, and it was originally designed to. The part that was broken off is where the battery of this object was. And because it's no longer there, it still has the draw when it's used, so it takes it in, whatever form it is, whatever form it can attach to its user. With with mages, it would be your quintessence. With another supernatural group, in theory, if I'm gonna word this how your character would understand. In theory, for mages, it would take quintessence. For other supernatural entities that would have a energy about themselves, it would take from that energy. From a normal human, however, it takes that energy in the form of life force, in the form of health. As such, it has a preset rate of energy that it takes without its pre-stored battery attachment. As far as the broken off piece, it is pretty clear that that how it was broken off, it was kind of lucky, because if it was broken off in another location, it could have absolutely destroyed the object. But, given where it broke and how it broke, it was still able to function as it is, and given time and knowing how to do it, it is repairable. That's what you get from Prime. From Matter, you discover that it is largely brass, but there are other formations within it, and of gold and copper, and they are in certain shapes that don't particularly make a whole lot of sense to you. Now, as far as forces is concerned, you are able to look at how it is able to. I'm going to say that you learned this through both forces and correspondence, even though your correspondence kind of failed. So you look at it through your forces site, and you're like, how it accomplishes what it does is incongruous with your understanding of
my understanding of reality.
No, it's one of these. How you are like, in theory, if you were strong enough, and if you had a high enough level of understanding, what it is doing is well within the sphere of correspondence to do. However, how it is accomplishing that has nothing whatsoever to do with it. And at the moment, you are not you don't know how it is accomplishing, how it is doing it. That would take a bit of experimentation and of a greater role. Is there anything anyone else would like to do? because we're kind of reaching the end of what we need to do for this session.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I think we'll wrap this up here. Is there anything anyone wants to bring up? Any thoughts, comments, suggestions?
Good session, and I guess it's time for XP. I suppose.
Yeah. Everybody gets 5 XP. Alright. So I think that's the end of our session. I'm gonna stop recording now, and